Hey guys, welcome to episode 13 of Pineapple Knits. I'm Marina, and you can visit me on Instagram and Ravelry at Pineapple Yarn, and you can visit my hand-dyed yarn company at pineappleyarn.com. So welcome to the podcast. If this is your first time, this is a podcast mostly about knitting and yarn, which are my two favorite things, and sometimes I branch into different areas of craftiness like sewing and spinning. Hopefully more spinning as the weeks go by. I'm actually currently squirreling away some money for a spinning wheel and getting closer. I'm getting there. So I hope you've had a really great week. It has been just a regular summer week in August here. It's been hot, but it's been really great. We've had a nice time. We've had some visitors here at the house, which was really fun. And so it's been good. But I am so excited to share with you guys today my finished object. I finally finished my Beekeeper cardigan. I really, really love it. It is full of texture. As you can tell, it is so soft, stretchy. I love it. I love the fit. I should say, if you guys aren't familiar, I started this, I think the beginning of July. It was supposed to be a 4-day knit along with Marie from Olive Knits, and it was her pattern. And I thought, sure, I could do this in 4 days, no problem. And here we are, what is it, mid-August now? That's okay. I'm actually, in hindsight, I'm really glad that after I saw that it was going to take me much longer than 4 days, I'm glad that I just kind of slowed down and made some thoughtful alterations or changes that would kind of suit my tastes better. And I'll show you. So for instance, let me put my coffee down. I'm actually drinking coffee today. It's one of those mornings. Okay, so let me show you what I did. The first most obvious alteration, or I guess alteration is the best word. I added buttons, and so the pattern doesn't call for buttons. I know for me, I probably won't button this at all, ever, but I do like to have buttons just in case, and I don't know if the pattern has enough ease in it for to allow for closure, I guess. But I added buttons anyway. I like a good button on a cardigan. So yeah, so I added these buttons. I actually got these, I just kind of took a wild guess, got these at Hobby Lobby, and I think they match really well. They're just plastic, maybe 1-inch buttons, or maybe, I think they might be right under 1 inch. And then for the buttonholes, what I did is, I really wish I remembered what it's called. Basically, it's the button. It's not so there's an easy buttonhole you can make with a yarn over, knit two together kind of buttonhole. I don't think that would have been big enough for these buttons. So what it is, I love this buttonhole, by the way. I did this on my, it was the backwards cardigan, the boardwalk cardigan by Tin Can Knits that I test knit earlier in the summer. But for the buttonholes, instead of the yarn over, knit two together buttonhole, what I did is, you know what, I'll look it up and I'll put it down below, the technical term, what it's called. Basically what you're doing is you slip 2 stitches and then pass the first slip stitch over. You do that for 3 stitches, 4 stitches, depending on how big your button is. And then what you do is just, so basically you're casting off a certain number of stitches, and then you just cast on that same number of stitches, and you've made a hole. It's the coolest thing. It is the neatest buttonhole. So it really makes for, I'm going to show you. These have been stretched out. I actually had this buttoned on my dress form, so they're a little stretched out, but they, I don't know if you can even see that, but it's just really tidy. It's just a really nice, tidy buttonhole. So those are the two most obvious alterations I made. And then I also, and I'm very happy about this, I actually knit the sleeves full length, and the pattern calls for, I think, 3/4 length sleeves, and I definitely wanted full length, even though when I wear cardigans it's like this. I always wear them pushed up. So but for some reason I have actually knit cardigans before, and I don't like them 3/4 length sleeves. I don't know, it's a quirk. It bothers me. So I knit them full length. I love it. I do have to say this is a really great weight for a sweater. If you guys didn't know, if you haven't been following the podcast, I actually moved here to Indiana from Hawaii, and we don't wear sweaters in Hawaii. Surprise. At least in a lot of parts. I mean, there are colder places in Hawaii, but yeah, so I'm not a winter person. I don't like being covered up by clothing. I don't know. I just don't like it. But this cardigan is a really nice weight. It's knit up with a DK weight, and I was kind of worried that the texture would create bulkiness, and it really doesn't. I wet blocked it, and it blocked out really nice, kind of flat, nice, but you still have just this really nice texture, which I like. So I'm gonna give you guys a close-up. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to wear this. It's getting a little warm. But yeah, I also, let me think. What else did I want to tell you guys about this? Oh, I did want to show you how much yarn I had left over. I used my Lonnie DK, Pineapple Yarns Lonnie DK in the colorway Honeycomb, and I actually dyed this specifically for the pattern. And I had dyed 5 skeins, and they are about 245, 246 yards each for 100 grams. This is how much I had left over, and I used 4 skeins, and so I think it ends up being about 985, 6 yards around there. For my size, I knit the small size, and I believe it said I needed 950. So I think that's pretty accurate, especially because I added long sleeves. The sleeve length they recommended was 13 to 15 inches. I actually knit mine 15.5 inches before the cuff. So it definitely was longer, but I only ended up with a tiny bit of yarn left, and I have a whole full skein left of yarn. I might just pop that into the shop because I might use it, I might not, I'm not really sure. So there's that. I felt like the yardage was very accurate, and I'm trying to think what else I was going to tell you guys. I was going to tell you guys something else, but oh well. I don't remember. I love the pattern. I highly recommend it. I'm very happy that I stuck with it. My life's a little crazy. I usually stick with simple patterns, but yeah, I'm glad I did this. This is not a hard pattern at all. It's not difficult. I think that maybe the texture, I'm looking at it and thinking it looks so much more complicated than it actually was. It's not. It's a very simple pattern. And oh, that's what I was going to tell you guys. I actually wore this with a really bright colored shirt because I wanted to show you kind of what I had imagined. I like bright colors. I kind of like neons, and this warm gold looks so pretty, I think, with this color. And so I kind of wanted to show color-wise that this honeycomb color is so versatile. You can put it with so many different colors. I think it looks great. I think it will fit my wardrobe really well, and I can't wait to wear it when it starts getting cold. So now that my Beekeeper cardigan's done, I feel so free to cast on so many new projects, which I'm not going to do. I have 2 socks on the needles right now, or 2 pairs of socks on the needles right now. I do have a baby sweater that is kind of it's a whip from a while back. I'm a pretty monogamous knitter, so it's kind of eating at me that I have all these things to do. But let me show you the pair of socks. I actually started working on my socks again, so let me show you. I'm almost done with this pair. I haven't shown this in the past few podcasts, but you guys will probably remember my Grand Scheme socks. I've knit 1, and I am nearly finished with the second. This is a yarn by Republic of Wool. It is called Grand Scheme, and it is so pretty. I love it. Let me show you it caked up. I think it is so, so pretty. It is kind of like some olives, different greens, very delicate speckles, pink, aqua, yellow. So this is a really, really pretty yarn. I've enjoyed knitting these quite a bit. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you, actually have these in my sock wristlet and have been enjoying using that, knitting around the house, knitting different places, so I don't have to actually hold my yarn, my project bag. This is the yarn I'm using by Republic of Wool. And yeah, so I'm almost done with these. I mentioned this in previous podcasts. What I'm going to do, this is my finished sock. And so what I'm going to do with this, I did a toe up sock all the way to the cuff. It is just a tube right now. There is no heel in this. And so my plan for this sock is to put it in my kind of like gift giving box. I'm going to make a little container specifically for gift giving, and I'm going to knit some probably some more simple projects and put them in there, so when the holidays come around I will have some things ready to go for people, and I'm going to be on top of it this year, guys. Yes, I am. So this sock is one of my gifts coming up, and I think what I'm going to do is just do a true afterthought heel, so actually cut into the sock. When I decide who it's for, I'll find out their foot size and throw the heel in, and so that's what I plan on doing here. And I will either use the yarn that I use for this, or I'll find a leftover yarn, maybe in pink or aqua, something bright, or gold. I'm kind of on a gold kick. I'm kind of loving it. So I have lots of leftover fingering weight yarn, so I will just do a cut in afterthought heel like I normally do. And yeah, so I'm very excited. I'm very, very close to being done with these. And I do have another pair of socks I'm not going to show you because I haven't worked on them at all. They are with my my pineapple yarn in flamingo, the colorway flamingo, and I'm really excited to start working on those because the yarn is beautiful, and yeah, I'm really excited to see them completely knit up. I think those will also be a gift knit. Yeah, so I'm excited to just get some socks done, get some things done. But as you do, I actually cast on another project because, guys, I finished a sweater, so I get to do some more projects. I'm gonna cast on some more things. So I've had gift giving on the brain lately, just with, back to school things starting. I know that the holidays, Christmas is quite a long ways away, but it sneaks up on you. And I don't, I really, really enjoy knitting and giving to other people. I really actually enjoy giving gifts. So I just want to make sure that I front load all my gifts, I guess, to, get them done ahead of time so it's not crazy at Christmas time. And kind of a fun fact, most of the birthdays in my family, mine, my husband's, several of my children, all fall during the holidays because I guess that's just how we roll. Our lives are a little crazy. So it's busy. It is really, really busy. And so I'm being proactive this year. And I started on a pair of fingerless mitts. And I was so excited to cast these on because this yarn is really, really fun. Let me go ahead and show you the label. This is actually by Fiber for the People. And it is called Purl Jam. It's a DK weight. And if you are not familiar, Taylor, who is the dyer behind Fiber for the People, she has tons of videos and podcasts. And so if you're into YouTube, if you like the videos, I'm sure you've come across her videos. But you should check her out. She dyes beautiful yarn. This is the first of 2 fingerless mitts. I just did a twisted rib cuff, and then this is just going to be plain stockinette. This is a really beautiful colorway. Has so many different colors in it that I didn't think that I could really do a pattern with this yarn. I think that the pattern would be lost, and I think plain stockinette just suits it. I think these are really, really pretty. I think it would go, I'm always thinking, what kind of coat would this go with, and I think this would be so pretty with any color of coat, it would just complement many different colors. So so I'm doing this. I actually, I love making simple, quick knits. I really enjoy that. And many years ago, when I first started knitting, I've always been really into construction, so I love how things are constructed. I really liked it with sewing, and so I started writing my own patterns a long time ago. I'm not a designer or a pattern maker. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, I started kind of writing my own very, very simple patterns because I do like quick knits and I like gift knits. So this is one of them that I just wrote up. It's nothing fancy at all. I've thought about taking my notes and kind of just typing them up and putting them on Ravelry for free. Maybe I will someday when I have free time. But I like super simple patterns, and sometimes I can't find them. And so this is one of them. It's going to be fingerless mitts, super simple. I don't know, maybe they'll turn into mittens. That'd be fine. But I don't know who I'm going to give these to. Yeah, this will be a gift knit as well. But I really like these. It's been so nice having a simple pattern to work on. Kind of a mindless knit. You really don't need to pay attention so much to something like that once you know. I mean, a mitten's so easy. It's basically a sock in kind of a thick, it could be a thicker weight of yarn. This is a DK weight. And then you put increases, not on the side, but a little bit in front. You just make increases every couple of rows, maybe every other row, until you have, it kind of leans out, I guess, because of the increases, and then you put some on hold, just like a sleeve, put some stitches on hold. That's your thumb. I mean, it's really, really simple. So, yeah, maybe someday I'll get that. I will get that written up and share it with you guys. But I'm sure you can find simple patterns on Ravelry, but I don't know, maybe I couldn't, and that's why I started writing everything down. I don't know why I did. For the final section of my podcast, kind of final, I wanted to show you something else that I had dyed up. I won't be putting these in my shop. These are just for me, for personal use, and I love how they turned out. So I actually had two, 100-gram pieces of a Superwash merino and nylon roving, and well, it's top actually. Let's be technical. Let's use the right terms here. But I had some leftover dye from a dyeing session last week, and I dyed them up. So this is the first one that I dyed, which I kind of love, you guys. This is so pretty. It has some teal and a really bright blue, hot pink, purple, and it is so soft. I mean, it just, the loftiness of this is so fluffy and pretty. And I put it into a braid, but I didn't really put it very tightly. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to leave it super soft because I'm not going to be shipping it or it doesn't matter if it's handled. It's not going to be handled very much, I guess. So, oh my gosh, you guys, I just love it so much. I want to spin it up. It's so soft. I don't think I'll be spinning it on my drop spindle though. I'm just not going to do it. I really want to spin this up so much. I love it. I can't wait. I actually left, as you can tell, I left white in it because I wanted to see how it spun up with white. And so I did the other one the same way, but used some different colors. I put some browns, golds, grays, and then some pops of pink, which I think look really pretty. I kind of like these colors together. Go ahead and show you. It's the same, so it's a Superwash merino nylon. It's about 100 grams. So yeah, I left white in there just to kind of see how it spun up. I'm sure it will be lighter once I actually spin this. Oh, it's so soft. I will not be spinning this on my drop spindle. I'm pretty adamant about it. Merino has a very short staple, fairly short staple. I'm just going to go ahead and show you. I just picked a piece off. So, it's not terrible, but from what I've read, you need quite a fast speed on your whatever you're spinning with, your wheel, your spindle, whatever, to make the yarn. And I just, spinning with the drop spindle, I loved the spinning part. I didn't really like spinning it by hand, winding the yarn onto it. So I have to share with you my latest thoughts about spinning, about the wheel. I think I have narrowed down the wheel I'm going to get. So let me tell you my wants, my wish list. I wanted a wheel that was that had a variety of speeds. So I definitely want a wheel that has a faster speed. I guess you'd say a faster ratio, maybe, because I know that I'm going to want to spin things like merino, some wools that have shorter staple lengths, and then also I'm going to want to spin finer yarn. I can't really see myself wanting to spin, super chunky or bulky or art yarn. That might change, I don't know, but I don't think I'll want to. So that eliminates a lot of wheels. That right there eliminates a lot of wheels on the lower price range, I guess. Some of the entry wheels that I had been looking at. I don't know how fast or like what ratio I would need to actually spin some of these, but I'm going to err on the side of caution and all right, I did in my mind err on the side of caution, start looking at some wheels that had some faster speeds, I guess. So, so there's that. The other thing too is that the more wheels I was looking at, the more I noticed that they were constructed from MDF or other things that weren't solid wood, which normally I have no problem. I mean, IKEA is one of my favorite stores. I love IKEA. I like things that are, you can put together inexpensively. But at the same time, I am a firm believer in purchasing tools that last, purchasing things that are made from quality materials. So, not to say I don't want to put anyone down or to sound snobby or something like that. I plan on owning this wheel for quite a while, and I want it to last. I want it to be high quality. I want it to also, the third thing, have a good resale value, because maybe I'll get it and I use it for a while and realize that I need more features. I'm not going to buy the highest end wheel just starting out, because I don't know exactly what I need right now. And so with all those things in mind, I narrowed it down to a few. The wheel that I think I'm going to purchase is not anything that I ever thought that I would want. I've been looking at wheels for several years. Even when we lived in Hawaii, I was wanting a wheel but didn't think I had enough space. I just didn't think it was the right time to get one. And so the wheel I've settled on is, I'm pretty sure this is the wheel I want, is the Kromski Minstrel. And I'll insert a picture here. It is a very traditional looking wheel. Never thought I would go that way. I always wanted a modern wheel, modern looking wheel with clean lines, very simple. When I started researching the Minstrel, it had everything I wanted. I really like the look of it. I kind of like that it's a traditional looking wheel. So, the only downside I can see to it, because you've got to be practical, look at the pros and cons of everything, especially a big purchase. The only downside I can see to it is that it needs to be oiled, where I guess some wheels don't. I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, you oil a sewing machine, you oil other things. Like, to me, that's just kind of routine maintenance. So there's that. I saw that some people didn't really care for that it needs to be oiled. Another thing is that I think that it's oh my word, what do you call it? It's a double drive. I think that's what it's called. My gosh, where's my coffee? Okay, double drive. I think that's what it's called, which basically means that the band around the wheel is wrapped around the bobbin as well as the whorl. It's wrapped around two different things. So I'm assuming that causes it to be a little more, it's just not as easy to get the bobbin in and out. I don't know. So I don't know if that's something that I wouldn't like. You're not taking the bobbin in and out though. I mean, you're spinning, if you have a 4 ounce, and actually Kromski bobbins are over 4 ounces, they're a little over, so you can spin a braid, I mean, basically like this onto a full bobbin, or you should technically be able to. that's going to take a while, I think, and I'm not going to be taking the bobbin in and out. I don't know. If you guys have any advice, as always, please leave me a comment. Get a hold of me on Instagram because I love your comments. I so appreciate them. I hope you guys know that. But anyway, I think I'm pretty set on this wheel. I'm so excited about it. I am just kind of out of my mind. I think about it all the time. I talk about it to anybody who will listen to me, as those who know me in real life. Sorry guys, I'm pretty obsessed with the spinning wheel. I'm very excited about it. So my goal is to purchase it at the end of August. I don't know if I'll have the funds to do it. I should be able to. So we'll just see. Stay tuned. I'll be so excited to show you guys. Very excited. The last thing I wanted to say about the spinning is, just on a personal note, the yarn that I spun up on my spindle, and I showed it to you guys, I can't remember if it was 2 podcasts ago maybe. That was the most, when I got done plying it and soaking it and everything, that was the most fulfilling project I have completed in a really long time. I haven't felt that way in a really, really long time about a project, just being elated when I'm finished. So fulfilled, so proud of it. And I don't know if it was because it's the first full skein of yarn I've ever spun, or if it was because it's a new craft. I'm not really sure what that was, but I do know that it was, I'd wanted a spinning wheel before I finished it. And then once I finished that yarn, it just really solidified in my mind that I wanted a spinning wheel, and this was a craft that I really wanted to pursue. So it has given me a lot of motivation to save up for this, work hard, and I'm just really focused on getting it. So hopefully in the next few podcasts, a couple of podcasts from now, a few podcasts, I will be showing you my new wheel. So very excited about that. Okay, so for shop news, I haven't been dyeing anything this week. I've actually been working on project bags, and I will have several new patterns in the shop. I will show them to you next week on the podcast. And I do have 2 to show you this week. Because I have knit, I've knit so many large projects this summer. I don't even know how many large projects I have. I haven't had a project bag to fit them, which is so ridiculous because I make project bags. And I finally was like, you know what? I'm going to make a prototype and try it out, see how I like it. And I'm going to add some to the shop because I've got more fabric. So let me show you the design I came up with. This is going to be my new large project bag. It is very good sized. It is a drawstring, so it is super easy to close. It has a double drawstring on it. It is very roomy. Let's see if I can show you. I mean, it has a box bottom, which is really large. Let me see if you guys can see that. This is a really good sized bag, but it's not too big. So the first prototype I made was ridiculously deep and large. It was just too big. This will hold a multi-skein project easily, a large shawl easily with all of your yarn. This is what I'm looking for, and I love the color, if you will, the pop of color on the top. And you guys, this fabric, oh my gosh, isn't this adorable? The sheep, come on. I saw this fabric and I was just like, I just can't even get over how cute this is. So this will be one of the new project bags I will be listing in the shop next Friday for the update. And then I also made a few in a different fabric, and this is so cute. These are llamas, all different kinds with cactus. Oh my gosh, so cute. The inside is a really, really fun fabric. All these little crosses, and I got a string there. But it also has the drawstring, so it's super simple. It's very easy. You know, I'd actually, just a side note, I had thought about putting pockets in these. Maybe you guys, I don't know if you use pockets. I don't use pockets if they're inside a bag. I have a little Notions bag that I have, just a little bag. It holds a small pair of scissors, stitch markers, it holds pens, it holds all kinds of things. I don't think I would use the pockets. So these, I thought simpler is better. I didn't put any pockets on the inside. So it's just very, very simple project bag for all of your larger projects. And I will have a few of these in the shop. I'm very excited about this fabric though, because I am actually going to have kits available in this fabric in my smaller size project bag. I will be dyeing this coming week. I will be dyeing yarn to match this, and I also have progress keepers to match this. So excited. Been planning this for quite a while. So keep your eye out for that. I'll be showing you this on the podcast next week. But yeah, these are my 2 large size project bags. It's been a long time coming, you know? I've been doing all these large projects and finally made bags to match. So those will be in the shop next week. This coming week, I plan on making my llama kits, finishing those up. I had a request for shrimp cocktail to be dyed up, so I will be doing that for sure. If you guys have any other specific colorway requests, go ahead and leave a comment below, or get a hold of me on Instagram or via my website, pineappleyarn.com. I'll see what I can do to dye some of those up. And then I think I'm going to be adding some sock sets next week. I have been wanting to do that for a while. I get a lot of messages just like, you know, do these 2 colors go together or whatnot? Sometimes you just don't want to think. You just want to knit the socks and have a contrast, and yeah, sometimes it can be really hard pairing colors together if you're not in person. So I will be listing some sock sets next week. I'm going to show them on the podcast next week, and yeah, I'm really excited for those. I think those will be really fun. So I think that's it for this week. Yeah, I'm so appreciative of you guys spending time with me, and I know how valuable your time is, and I love chatting with you every week. So if you like the podcast, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below if you want, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week. And until then, I hope you have an awesome day. Bye, guys.